Welcome to a new episode. Again, this is remembering, thinking, exploring, try to make sense of it. So, thank you for listening. Good morning. I don't really know where I'm going with all of this, but I've got the crackling of the candle and an annoying fly in this living room. But I thought that today's reading was, and I'm talking, of course, tarot card reading, was too important to not discuss. So again, as I do almost every day, I just take out my tarot cards. I'm allow the cards to choose me, and I've got to say. And normally I start with some cards which are the hexagonal cards of the alchemy deck, and one normally from the archetypal deck that represents me. So while the alchemy sort of like represents the journey that I'm on, the archetype represents me, and I place it wherever I think I am on this journey before turning the cards over and revealing what they are. So this morning I got 4 cards for the journey and 1 card that represents me. So in my journey, the cards that came out are Sublimatio or Sublimation, the Azure Vault or the Blue Temple, and the Volta Facem, which in Italian we would call Volta Faccia or the Despicable Face. And so I'm fascinated by, because there is this beautiful effect of the sublimation or the turning into vapor and gas and flying very high and using the elements. It's a very airy card of awe and wonder and reaching new heights. And then there is this Azure Vault, which to me is like a beautiful pool of blue water in a cave, where there is this kind of a blue temple of imaginations and possibility and new depth. So in one card I'm going high with sublimation, and in this other one I'm actually going with the possibilities of new depths and to study blues. And it's really funny because for the past 4 or 5 days I've been looking to buy a blue bottle, even thinking about buying a Bombay Sapphire gin bottle, because I wanted to sort of like electrify or energize with blue energy some water to then use with some rituals. And the card in the description says that actually I've got to cloak myself in this sapphire robe. So I thought that was a sort of like a nice coincidence. And then the Volta Faccia, or the Volta Facciam, or the Despicable card, is the card of the shadow, the classical Jungian shadow, whatever we think we are ashamed of, or the part of us that is hidden and that we don't want to show. But actually, most of the time, our own strength comes from whatever is hidden. These 3 cards are sitting next to the card that represents me, and the instinct that I had is actually to place that card represents me, not on top of any card, but sort of like overlooking this card. So when I turned, it was nice to see that actually the card represents me was number 53, the Riddle. And the Riddle drawing has got this beautiful coiled snake in the shape of my Triskele, and again the Triskele representation of the goddess Hecate, which seems to come up with me very often, the triple-bodied goddess. And in Latin was Diana. Diana's got very big memories for me, has been also the goddess of hunting. My dad and my granddad being hunters and coming from a family of hunters, blah blah blah, sort of thing. And so this Riddle card is a card of the question. So I'm wondering, in this journey of mine, where I am with respect to the sublimation and the blue temple and the despicable face and my shadow. And there is a part of me that still feel detached from and disconnected from from the core of me, and I'm longing for new depth and for new imagination and for the start of this new journey. Going back to university, yesterday I've turned and moved stuff around in the house, and I felt that I was expanding horizontally, because I'm gaining power and ownership of the whole of my house, which is new for me, because lately I've been sort of like hiding just in one room of my house because of fear. And I'm always been fascinated by the concept of the shadow, of who we really are, these other facets of us, and Jung says that we don't become individuals unless we embrace both the shadow and the anima. So I'm questioning about this riddle, and one of the reactions that I got was actually that all these three cards, both sublimations and the blue temple and the despicable face, have got the other side of the coin. They all have a shadow aspect in themselves. When you're getting too high, you are really disconnecting with everything. You're feeling disconnected from everybody else who's around you. And the blue card is also, feeling blue and that sense of melancholy. And of course, the shadow card, that is your strength. That is the grit that makes the pearl. So I'm there as a riddle looking at these things, and I'm thinking I'm still feeling disconnected. But in reality, I've never been disconnected. None of us is really disconnected from anything. Because the fourth card of my journey, which actually was the first one that came out, wanted to be placed outside of these triads +1 card. And that is the card of the glasses, the speculums, the lenses, the focus. And it is reversed, as in looking down of this placement of 3 + 1 cards. So I'm wondering if actually I'm asked from above to look and focus on what is really going on. How many questions am I asking in a very logical and rational way, trying to understand things? But actually the riddle is that there is no riddle at all. The riddle is that actually probably I'm thinking always way too logically, and I should be a bit less literal and more metaphorical, and thinking more from a mythical perspective. Maybe I'm thinking too small instead of actually thinking big as I should. So this is my riddle for today. That maybe there is no riddle at all, that I'm looking way too hard. But if I focus, I realize that actually all of them, sublimation, the blue temple, and the volta facem, have got their own shadow. And then maybe, I don't need to know. I don't need to know anything. So, I've been Matilda Tomat. This is Red Lipsticks. Red lipstick. And anyway, thank you for listening. Bye. So this is it. One episode's done. Now more journaling, more thinking, more walking outdoors and elucubrating, which is always a good verb to use. So if you want to know more about me, you will be able to find me on Instagram, and you are able also to find me on my website, which is www.matildatomat.com. Okay, see you around. Bye.